Hello, my name is Veronica Garrett. I'm a sophomore from Pell City, Alabama, and today I'll be presenting the Louisiana Slave Database, the midterm project. The Louisiana Slave Database are historical research, recent publishings, and forthcoming articles of the slaves in Louisiana. The publications and articles were of those slaves who worked in the sugar, cotton fields of Louisiana to make monies for their slave masters. The records that are provided through the Louisiana Slave Database includes the plantation, the conspiracies, trial and error of escape, freedom of the slave, wills. It also includes marriage contracts and attacks. To run the Louisiana Slave Database, I use SPSS, a statistical software, because Louisiana Slave Database is a large tool. And with that, I chose 5 variables. And the 5 variables I chose were skills, sex, characteristics, origin, and race. And for the skills, most of the slaves were in the domestic, agriculture, and crafts field. And the sex of the slaves, although we know males were 51% and 39% were females, 10% were unidentified, which means that the records were not found. Also, the characteristics, I didn't put it up here because I put a map of Africa. Basically, the characteristics, the most was missing because they were not recorded. This is a map of Africa and shows the slave routes of the Atlantic coast from where the slaves came from. The origin of the slaves, most of them were 62.2, which was unidentified, which I thought was kind of weird because all of them, we know that slaves come from Africa, and Africa was only accounted for 24.2%. The race of the slaves, obviously we think of is blacks, but there were also, the next category was missing, which means that it was not recorded. In conclusion, I learned that their backgrounds were included, characteristics, gender, runaway status, and race. The Louisiana Slave Database basically put this all into one so we wouldn't have to go looking for it. And so that was my project.